if you specialize in ag equipment, you will never be without a job because the industry lacks people who specialize in ag equipment. Mm-hmm. And you see that everywhere. Our institutions here in Canada and Quebec, there's fewer and fewer students in those institutions. There's fewer and fewer students who are studying agriculture. You know, I look at it from an ag equipment perspective, but even generally in agriculture, there's a lack of students who are studying it. So the next generation, you know, the future of the industry, and those people won't be from farms, right? Like my generation, I'm 50 years old. My generation, I'd say probably 8 out of my 10 friends came from a farming background. My children, there's maybe 1 out of 20 that comes from an agriculture background. So there's not that sense of, oh, I'm going to go study what I know. You know, we need to be attractive to the next generation. But in terms of studying agriculture, I mean, we need to do a better job promoting that to the younger students to make it interesting for them. But you'll never be without a job because the demand is always there for people in this industry.
Je trouve que l'alternance et l'apprentissage sont des bons moyens d'insérer les jeunes dans la vie active.
Aujourd'hui, les petites entreprises ont aussi leur mot à dire, même si on a une tendance un petit peu au développement des full-liners. Aujourd'hui, dans nos entités, on va dire petites, moyennes entreprises, agroéquipements, type Bertou, j'en citerai d'autres, des Sulky. On a cet énorme avantage justement d'être ouvert.
It's very important to get connected with the companies, to get experiences in the companies, maybe to make an internship or to work as a working student in a company, so that you can already gain, next to your studies, some experiences in the agricultural industry, but also with to get in contact with future colleagues or future supervisors. So I think that is the best way to get into the agricultural industry.
After the master program was finished, I got a chance to have an interview in John Deere, because one of my, let's say, colleagues or friends who was in the international department, he told that there is a company like John Deere, which I for sure knew before, but he just told that he's aware that there is some new hirings, and I was close to finish my university, and right after that I tried, and finally I passed all the stages, and I became a product sales specialist in the marketing department in John Deere Moscow. Yeah, this was kind of let's say as a moment of chance or something like this. So I didn't plan, frankly speaking, like 2 or 3 years before I joined John Deere that I will go to agriculture. But suddenly, probably with good memories about my study in Prague and also knowing the brand of John Deere, it was a good combination, and finally passing all the, let's say, internal interviews with John Deere. So I became a John Deere employee.
I suppose one thing that's quite interesting, I started work in France. So I left university in the UK. I had to do a final year at a business school in France. So I did that in Rennes in Brittany. And then after my time there, I did what a lot of people from the UK would do. I went to teach English for a year. And I taught English at the France Telecom. Which was quite interesting, and then decided it was time that I got myself a real job. So I started to look at the manufacturing companies around Brittany, and that's how I happened upon Chateaubriand and the plough factory, and that's where I started my career at Kuhn.
Il est évident que faire des stages à l'étranger, d'avoir une première expérience pro à l'international, est un critère d'embauche dans un secteur, ne l'oublions pas, qui exporte presque 60% de sa production et qui est le 5e exportateur mondial des AE, vous voyez, des agroéquipements, AE, j'ai fait la rétraction. On doit exporter pour 3,5 milliards d'euros par an. Donc, vous voyez, le côté international est très important. Et c'est vrai que, imaginons un jeune qui arrive dans un service commercial, il va peut-être débuter, faire ses classes dans un service au niveau de la France. Et puis après, l'objectif, c'est de partir peut-être à l'export, devenir responsable de zone export, directeur export, responsable directeur de filiale. Vous voyez, ça peut être aussi une bonne précondition pour ensuite partir vers l'international.
The biggest issue is that the schools, the agriculture schools here, like 20 years ago, there used to be 50 people in each class. The same class today, there's maybe 10 people. So that's a huge, and then when the person's coming out of school, everyone's trying to hire them.